Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loki here. Join me today as I share why I will not be buying any fall bulbs this year. So let's go. It's that time of year. It is fall time, and the stores are jam-packed with all sorts of beautiful spring blooming bulbs. Every single year, I look forward to this time of year because it's basically like Christmas. It's so fun to just shop for those bulbs. Many times, the bulbs make it into the ground. Some years, unfortunately, they don't, and I lose a few here and there. But I'm at a point in my garden where I really don't necessarily need any more bulbs. Would I love more bulbs? Absolutely. Out in my garden, I have many different flower beds. Almost every single flower bed has a number of spring blooming bulbs already in them. I made a video showing you my process for digging up and dividing those spring bulbs. I've done it in the spring, which is a popular time when a lot of people do it, but I actually just recently divided a whole bunch. Here it is in the fall time. But I showed you in that video my process for finding the bulbs, digging them up, dividing them, and moving them around. In other words, I didn't need to go shopping for more bulbs. I already have so many bulbs in my yard. And if I can find where they are, they absolutely can benefit from being divided. So I told myself I'm not going to buy any bulbs this year. I'm going to focus on dividing the bulbs I have in my landscape, either in the fall or in the spring. And I'm going to share with you another reason why I will not be buying any more bulbs this fall. This is reason number one, and this is reason number two. These bags are filled with bulbs that bloom in the springtime. And in case you're wondering, where did all these bulbs come from? Actually, they were bulbs that I planted in some container pots last fall. And I've shown you in previous videos my process for letting those bulbs bloom, die back, and then I take the bulbs out of the container pots. I put them in these bags, and then I basically put them away for dormancy. Well, the time has come for these bulbs to start going into either the ground or into container pots. And that's a big reason why I'm not even going to bother with going into the stores, into the section where they have the spring blooming bulbs. What's the use when I have my work cut out for me here? So now you know the reason why I will not be buying any spring blooming bulbs this fall. I also thought it would be fun to go through the inventory of all the bulbs I have here. So let's get started. It's almost like an unboxing video where you go out and you buy a bunch of bulbs and then you unbox them. Well, maybe it's not as fun, but it is fun for me, and hopefully you'll find this fun as well. So we're going to look at the tete-a-tete daffodils first. You can see compared to my hands, these bulbs are pretty small, but they pack on such a show. And when I originally got them, I only had a very small handful of bulbs, and each year they keep multiplying. What I like to check for with these bulbs is I'm pressing on them. I just want to make sure that there are no bulbs that are rotting or feeling mushy. If they are, I want to make sure I throw those away. Here are some bulbs that I got from my friend Linda. I don't know the variety, but I remember when she showed them to me, they were definitely a daffodil that I didn't have. I feel like they were ones that had multiple flowers coming off of a single stem. Next up, we have a Dutch iris mix. With some of these, I'm noticing that they're just starting to send out their shoots. You'll see that I have some larger bulbs as well as some smaller bulbs. I like to keep all the bulbs. So what I'll be doing is when I plant them out, I'll plant all the larger ones together, and then I'll plant all the smaller ones together, knowing that any small baby bulb will not bloom for me next year, but it can at least put its energy into the bulb so that the bulb gets larger and eventually will get to this size and bloom for us. It looks like I have more tete-a-tete daffodils. So exciting. Buying bulbs year after year gets so expensive. Again, when I originally got these, I maybe had 5 or 6, and that was about 5 years ago. So I keep increasing my stock in these plants. I don't need to buy more. Free daffodils that I got from Snowdrop Lady. Okay, Snowdrop Lady is a nice woman that I met on Facebook Marketplace, and I bought snowdrops from her. She was very sweet, and she gave me some free daffodils. There's a certain element of surprise. I don't even care what color these are, but I do remember when she gave them to me. They were maybe a yellow with an orange center. I can't fully remember, and it really doesn't matter. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm noticing, for example, this one here not only looks bad, but it feels mushy. So I'll have to make sure that I remove this from the bag and go through any other of the bulbs that I have in all my bags and remove any of the bulbs that might be mushy or feel soft. These are the snowdrops that I bought. The nice lady mentioned that there might be some Glory of the Snow mixed in with the snowdrops. And I'm not going to take them out because they are super teeny tiny. I'll take a few out though. You can see there are a ton of bulbs in here. It's funny because I always thought when it came to snowdrops that you need to transplant them right away, otherwise they'll dry out. I can assure you that, at least in my case, that wasn't true. I'm pressing on these and they are nice and firm. And if I look at the bottom of them, they look nice and healthy. Next, we have a hyacinth mix. These bulbs look very good, and I'm excited because they're a plant that I don't have a ton of in my yard. Next up are tulips by Color Blends. I got these years ago from my sister-in-law, and they are looking really good. A lot of times I like to look at the bottom of the bulbs also, and you'll see that they're just starting to create their roots. Even though this bag is not labeled, I bet some of you can look at them and know what they are right away. These are daffodils, so these will be a fun surprise to see what color they are. And now wood hyacinth. Again, there's a mix of some larger ones here as well as some smaller ones. So I will plant the larger ones together and then the smaller ones will be by themselves. Oh, Grandma, here are some daffodils, and these belong to my late mother-in-law. She had an area where she used to just put a whole bunch of daffodils. I won't get into the story, but just know that every year I go to this one spot that's not in her garden, it's somewhere else, and I dig up the daffodils. I've taken almost all the daffodils from that area, but there's still more left. So these are Grandma's daffodils. I have plenty in my yard, but it's always good to add more of her daffodils to my garden. We have some Beauty of Apple Darwin hybrid tulips. I don't have many, but even if a few of them bloom for us, that's fine. So that's what's left of those. These bulbs are very tiny. I'm not going to just dump them out. It's called Glory of the Snow. And because the bulbs are so small, you'll see that I also mixed them with the potting mix that they were in because it was just too much work to try to separate each individual little bulb. But there are a ton in this bag. We have some purple and pink tulips. When it comes to a lot of my tulips, they look okay. Like this one here looks fine, but many of the other ones, not as much. Again, they're free to me, so I might as well just plant them and we'll see what happens. But most of them don't look as good. So if they don't look good, I'll throw them away. And then finally, we have Golden Parade yellow tulips. And oddly enough, these tulips look fabulous. You can see that they are also pushing out their roots at the bottom, just barely starting. Oh, and I found one more bag of Glory of the Snow. So I have a ton of Glory of the Snow that will need to get planted up. This video by no means is meant to shame anyone that loves to go out and buy spring blooming bulbs in the fall time. I am 100% with you. I love to do it also. But I wanted to show you that it really didn't make any sense for me to go out and buy any bulbs when I have so many I have to deal with already. The video that I filmed recently showing you my process for digging up daffodils and dividing them, couple of things. Number one, you want to divide your spring bulbs every 3 to 5 years. The reason is those bulbs end up running out of room. And when they run out of room and they're all growing on top of each other, they don't produce as well for you. And you might find that over time, your spring bulbs are sending off a lot of foliage, a lot of green leaves, but they're not putting out a great display. That's one of many reasons why your bulbs are not blooming for you, is that they need to be divided. And while we all know when it comes to tulips, many tulips don't bloom year after year. Only certain varieties are a little bit better at blooming for you year after year, which is a big reason why people treat tulips as annuals. I'll be adding links to certain videos I think you might find interesting down below as well as up above during this video, so make sure you check those out. And that includes my process when I dug up all these bulbs out of their pots and I brought them into my basement for storage during the summer months. I'll make a separate video when it comes time to getting these planted out, either in the landscape or in pots or maybe in both. But now I want to hear from you. What bulbs are you planning to plant this year? Are they going to be in pots, out in the landscape, or both? And also let me know if you dig up bulbs just like I do sometimes and then store them for the summer months and then replant them in the fall. What's your process and how do you do it? I'd love to know. And until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.